You know, back in the day when radio was very popular, you could call the radio and you could request a dedication song, either a Star 99.9, Power 105, Hot 97, wherever you are in your local area. You know, you could call in that late night VJ or the DJ, shout out the person that you're trying to send a dedication to. Montrezl Harrell just sent the ultimate dedication to the Los Angeles Clippers. He gave them the ultimate F you. He not only left the Los Angeles Clippers during free agency, but he signs a 2-year, $19 million contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Clippers could have A, paid him more, and B, if he stayed on with the Clippers, he could compete longer for a championship. Because you got to understand this. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are younger than LeBron James. So LeBron, even though he's dominant now, give it a year or two, we're looking at another team that could usher in the era of their own era. So what this tells me about Montrezl Harrell signing with the Los Angeles Lakers instead of remaining with the Clippers is this. The friction in the locker room was extremely palpable. Whatever words was said between Montrezl Harrell and Paul George cut deep, and the sixth man of the year, he really thought that he should get his number called way more than Paul George. That shows an imbalance of power. That shows that guys really didn't know their role under Doc Rivers. For the fact that the sixth man was questioning Paul George and Paul George is a starter and saying that he's just as good or if not better was one of the things that it really shows. Second of all, it shows that the organization from coaching to staff didn't have Montrezl Harrell's back or his best interests at heart. If you really think about this, you remember when he got into it with Luka Doncic, and he said what he said, which was inappropriate. He didn't really get the backing of his organization. I'll give you a good example. When Zaza did that horrible play on Kawhi Leonard, guys were still defending him on the Warriors, kind of. They were like, hey, he's not a dirty player. I don't think he did it intentionally, nothing like that. What happened with the Clippers, with Luka Doncic and Montrezl Harrell, was complete opposite. They were like, this is outright shameful. We already told him with the climate, you're just reversing everything. I felt he felt the weight of that, and he kept that in his mind. Because Montrezl Harrell looks like the kind of person to hold a grudge. And he's sticking it to the Clippers. He's calling up to that radio station, which is free agency. He's saying, I want to send a dedication. And this is a FU to Los Angeles Clippers. Is the Lake Show now. And what this does for the Lakers, now they lost Dwight Howard, inserts a guy that could get you 15 and 10 or 12 and 9, a good solid double-double kind of guy, high energy. He's not great on defense, but Dwight Howard, I think he altered shots, but he got a lot of foul trouble. So Montrezl Harrell is not that great on defense, but the offensive potential you get from Montrezl Harrell is enormous and is really good. So the Lakers, you got to give Rob Pelinka a lot of credit. She got Schroeder, turned in the shooter with Wes Matthews, and got a high energy guy, high rebounding guy, could take pressure off Anthony Davis and LeBron James in terms of rebounding. So the Lakers are really set to repeat. If you really look at what the moves that they made, they kept their core intact. Of course, we're waiting on Anthony Davis, the other shooter drop, but it's all but a technicality here, all formality. They are poised to repeat, because in order to repeat as champions, you can't always come back as the same team or the same mentality. One thing has to get tweaked. One little aspect has to get changed. Either as a role player or a coaching staff that gets changed, or upper management, or the way that they train. It's always a little bit something. It's always a different theme. Phil Jackson was really, really good at always bringing in a different theme every year. That's how we got The Last Dance. He came out with that theme for them. So the Lakers have a new theme this year. It's going to be high energy. It's going to be a lot more run and gun, and it's going to be attack, because I got a lot of players that attack. Schroeder attack, Harrell attack consistently, nonstop. It's going to be attack, alleviate some pressure for LeBron James. Hoops Junction, Hoops meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.